This is a more up-to-date video for doing blog posts on the website. So this is a site that currently there isn't a blog page set up, so I'll set that up as well. What I normally do, you log into the back of the site, but I also have another tab which shows the front of the site, just so that I can quickly see any changes and things that I've made. Okay, so you've logged into the back of the site. I'll just create a blog page for these posts. You don't normally have to worry too much about this because I'll do this one for you. But if you do want to, it's quite straightforward. So we add the title, which is blog. Click on use the Divi builder. This will bring up these three options here, and we go for the middle one, choose a pre-made layout, browse layouts, and what you want across the top here is your existing pages. I'll just take the FAQs page. You'll see a little blue tab here, use this layout, which you will. Basically what I'm doing is copying another page on the site so that I can keep the look and feel of the site, but just change this one to a blog page. Now you'll see you've got options here at the top. This only applies to pages, by the way, not to actual posts. When you hover over these little icons, you'll see desktop view. That's the one that you want to work in. So click on that, and you'll see it actually looks now like the front of your site. It's just that when you hover over things, they've got these outlines because they contain modules like text modules, all these things here. Okay, so we're going to call this page blog. So I'll copy that heading. I'll hover over the FAQs. You'll see a little box come up, and the one that you want is the gear icon, module settings. And you'll see here you've got visual or text, and we're working in text. Make sure you don't knock those two bits of code out either side. And we highlight FAQs and paste blog. Tick the green tab there, save changes, and you'll see that's changed to blog. Now we don't need the FAQs accordion module in there, so we're going to add a new module. Whatever was in the row there has gone, so it's fresh now. So you can click on the plus sign, and when you look at the modules to put in, that's the one that you want, the blog. Now post count, that's how many on a page can appear. So let's go for 30. Categories, all categories. Content length, use post excerpts. It defaults to 270, but I normally do it to 100. That just gives a little excerpt of the posts once we start adding them. Click on elements. Featured image, you want the read more button. You may or may not want the author or the date. Very often I think it's best not to show the dates unless you're really going to do it regularly, and you don't need the categories there on this. You can have them, but I'm just showing you the way that I normally do them. Pagination means once it gets to 30 on that page, it will start a new page. Then go to design, layout. We don't want the full width, we want the grid. Now I can't really style anything until we actually make a blog post, so that's what I'm going to do. So you save that module, clicking the green box with the tick. Up here in the right you've got a publish button, so you click on that. Once the circle stops spinning, you'll see up here page published. So we know that that one's done. Okay, when you've added a new page, you're going to want to add it to your navigation menu, which is here. Now be careful of how many items you add in there. It's probably best to have 6 or 7 at the most. Anything else you can add as drop down menus. Alright, so go back to that. So we go to Appearance, Menus, Pages on the left here, and Blog is the most recent page. We add that to the menu, and I'll put that ahead of Contact. Oops. If you want to add, you drag and drop them. If you want to add it as a sub menu, you do exactly what I did there by accident, and that's you pull it over a little bit to one side under the main tab that you need. Once you put that in place, down here you've got a button for Save Menu, so you click on that. Now if we have a look on the front in the other tab, refresh the page, and you'll see the blog pages there. When you click on it, obviously there's nothing there at the moment. Right, now we're going to make blog posts. So in the left hand side we go to All Posts, click on that. So we add a new post. With the posts we don't use the Divi Builder, so whatever you do, don't click on that. So you put your title in, I call it Test 1. Your text goes in here, which you'll see you can either work in visual or you can work in text mode. Now what I find is sometimes you copy and paste stuff into visual. It's supposed to be what you see is what you get, but it isn't. So I always check it in the text. I'll show you what I mean. I'll just grab some text to do this test blog post. Okay, so I'll copy and paste that. Right, if I add that into a visual, you'll see, like here, we've got great big gaps. And if we go to text, we can analyze it and actually see it's inserted some code there which you don't need. So just like working in a Word document, you move things about. I prefer to work in text so I can see exactly what's going to happen. If you want to bold things or add links, go to visual, highlight whatever you want to do, and again, just like Word document, up here you've got options, so let's make that bold. You can put a link into another page or another site. So I'll highlight that text. You've got insert or edit link. Once that opens, you click on the little gear icon and you put the URL of wherever you want that text to link to. If it's to another site, always click open link in a new tab. Otherwise people can't always grasp using the back button, so they'll stay on the other site and ignore yours. This is only a test, so I'm not really too bothered about doing this. Categories, unless you're going to have a massive site with lots of different categories, just keep it as uncategorized and just put a tick there. If you want to add a new category, you can. So let's just say it's going to be counselling. So you type that in and you click add new category and you'll see them both there. And it's entirely up to you. You can use uncategorized or you can use the category. The most important part down here on the right, you got featured image. You need a featured image to actually make a little visual for the let's just choose one. When you click on set featured image, it opens up what's called your media library. Everything you've uploaded to the site image wise is in there. If you want to upload a new one, over here on the left you've got next to media library, you've got upload files. You select file and it will open, for instance, your document folder where you could choose an image from there to upload it, and you could use that as the featured image, or whichever one really. As this is only a test, I'll just use that one, but it is important to have that featured image. Now, with the text content that you add up here, you can add images. Let me show you on the, I'll go on the visual for this. So let's say I want to put an image here. You click Add Media and you choose an image. What's important here is the settings. You can choose the size. It's usually best to choose the largest size. So let's do that. Alignment, you don't want it left, or you want it centered on blog posts. Sometimes what happens is you put them to the left, and then on a mobile phone your text is going to try and fit in next to it, and it just doesn't work. Right, okay, so let's just put that image in. So you'll see that image is there. Right, now I'm going to publish this, even though I'll delete it afterwards. So you use that button on the right hand side under published. Let's go back to the pages and we'll go to the blog page. You're not going to need to do this when you're just concentrating on making posts, but I'm doing it to show you how it's going to look. So I go back to the desktop view, and you'll see there that post has put an excerpt, and it's put the featured image that we chose. So it's landscape. So don't try and fit a portrait style image, because it will just crop it. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to style that a little bit. And again, don't worry about this. It's like the read more button. It's under design, under blog. I'm going to make bold. Again, it's up to you, but I'm going to take out the author and the date on that. I'm also going to put some shadow around this. It's always best when you're starting a blog page to have about 3 blogs, because that will fill a row up, and at the moment you're just going to have one solitary one there. So let's do save. And if we look on the front of the site under blog, you'll see there's your first post. Whenever you've finished working in the back of the site, up here in the top you'll see Purge Cache. Click on that and you'll see full CDN cache purge requested. Allow a few minutes for the caches to clear. So wait a few minutes and then always log out of the site. Don't leave it open. Right, and that it should be it. Hopefully that's simple for you. Simple.